Welcome back to my Lemmings Open Air level summon commentary. And today we are going to be finishing off the rest of the Loudwink. So we are starting off with Loud 21. I Believe I Can Fly. And this is by R. Kelly. I do recognize the name, and I do know the song of his. As a matter of fact, I think it's his most iconic song. It's probably his signature song, I believe. So this though was one of the ones that I had to resolve in this rank, and especially since this was one of the lowest affected by the recent change in the swimmer physics behavior. Where's that? Yeah, I really need to clean up my replay folder here. Okay, so we start with a hatch that has pre-assigned swimmers. And then with the first Lemming out, I make him a climber. And then once he's high enough, I bomb him so that Lemmings can step up. And now they are able to reach the water that's inside this terrain. So as funky looking as it is, they will be using it to swim. And then once he falls for a couple of pixels, I stone him. So as a result of the change in the swimmer physics, yeah, with the most recent Neo Lemmings player update. Originally what happened before was the swimmers would be able to step up the stoner without any problems. But now, due to the change, they will now attempt to dive underneath the stoner. So if I had stoned a couple of pixels higher, yeah, instead of going on top like you see here, they would attempt to go underneath the stoner. So as a result, though kind of became harder than intended. But even then, Strato recently updated the low so that the save requirement was hugely relaxed to compensate. So with the next Lemming that comes up here, after he falls for a pixel, I stone him. And the Lemming that ended up walking to the left because there was no hole in the wall yet, he stones so that anybody who comes back to the left, yeah, will hit the stoner and turn back to the right. And then before falling off here, I stone. And then the next Lemming that comes up here, I start stacking at the very last pixel so that any Lemmings coming from below will be able to slip to the right without the stacker blocking their progress, hindering their forward movement progress. Okay, and then the next Lemming that comes up here, yeah, he was able to reach the water that's here. There's some invisible water trigger areas here, but they use it to swim. So after he falls for a pixel, I stone him. So now the swimmers can keep on going. And then after some point, they will fall. And then when he falls for a couple of pixels, I stone. So the next time he can come up on top of the stoner. And then after he falls for a pixel, I stone him. And the same thing with the next one. With this next stoner, before he falls off, this stoner right here, I stone him. So the next Lemming that comes up here, I make him a climber. And once he is high enough, I bomb so that it takes away some of the stoner terrain so that everyone is able to step out to the right. Okay, and then same thing here, fall one pixel and stone. And then assign a climber. And then after he's high enough, I bomb him. So now everyone is able to use the water up here to swim up and get to the top of the steel platform. And then I give one of these swimmers a climber. And then when he is high enough, I bomb. So now everyone is able to step up and go further to the right. And then with the next Lemming, after he falls for a bit, I stone so that everyone can land on the stoner to break their fall and be able to survive to the bottom here. Okay. At this point, I send out one worker Lemming up ahead, and then the next Lemming behind him, I stone him to temporarily contain the crowd. Okay, and then to release the crowd, I use the stoner stacker trick, where you stack right up against the stoner so that everyone can step up. And I do it at a time so that no one is able to slip through to the bottomless pit before the platform finishes. And now all that's left to do is to max out the release rate, and we are done. Okay, let's go ahead and time skip that because eventually the swimming noise does get on your nerves, or at least it does for me. All right, next one. Now 22. 3 times a lemming, and this is by the Commodores. Okay, I recognize the band name, but I do not know the song of theirs. Okay, I remember this one being a good one, a good level, but I don't remember why it was good. So perhaps this solution replay will jog my memory a little. Okay, so first let me bash this. Alrighty, so here. So right when this next lemon is on top of this mini basher staircase, I block so that it turns the basher around, but it also releases the blocker at the same time. Yeah, this is an extremely fiddly and timing heavy trick. But since I use this trick, I think there's an easier way to do it, but do this part here. Yeah, there's gotta be, since yeah, a lot probably won't even think to do this. This just happens to be in my repertoire of tricks that I know to solve levels. So a bit earlier, I maxed out the release rate, and then at some point I should start digging down here. Okay, and it looks like I did it with the last lemming in this crowd. And then when he gets low enough, I will use a blocker on him so that it cancels the digger. The reason this happens is because the digger's center is pretty much on nothing. So instead of becoming a blocker himself, the blocker just simply cancels his digging. Okay, and then dig down. And then when the next lemming that comes, we're going to go ahead and block on his left side, so that it in fact turns the digger towards the right. So now that that's been done, he can finally bash towards the exit, and we are done. So yes, this is certainly why I thought the lows was great, just because of these tricks that are needed. Alright, now 23. Everything I do it for lemmings. So yes, here's this level that I mentioned. Yeah, or rather the level I mentioned where it is another Bryan Adams song. Yeah, this was part of the Lemmings Open Air 2019 demo, I believe. Okay, so we have 2 hatches here. This left hatch is going to release all the lemmings except for this one, which will release the lone lemming, who happens to be a pre-assigned disarmer. Alright, the second lemming on the left hatch, he'll become a climber, while the one that turned around, the first one, yeah, he's going to platform across this gap. Yeah, and he should finish before anyone else is able to slip by. Okay, now that the crowd is safely contained, we can go ahead and do the rest of the level with our worker lemmings. And by worker lemmings, I mean this lemming right here, and this disarmer. Alrighty, and then around here I dig down, and I dig down low enough so that the disarmer is able to step up through the ceiling. Okay, and then once that happens, yeah, I go ahead and mine. Okay, and this is just at the right spot so that everyone can step up into this miner tunnel. Okay, and this is a one-way force field, so everyone's going to turn back to the right when they hit it. Alright, and then the climber, once he's high enough, I bomb him. So now everyone can now step up here. Okay. So, notice here that there's a tiny pixel gap here. So, I let one of them slip by, and then the next one right behind him will block. And the one that slips by will become a swimmer. Alrighty, and then with this armor up here, I make him shimmy after he turns back to the left. Okay, I proceed to platform this entire water gap here. Alright, this is a bit precise here. So, at this point here, I clone the shimmier. So now I have one going to the right. And then, here I proceed to cancel the shimmier with a walker. And then, when he has fallen just a pixel, I bomb him. Okay, this in fact allows the Shimmer, who is about to bounce off one-way force field, to turn back to the right, to get through, without getting interrupted by the terrain here. And so he stops here, just short of the ceiling, or rather, the empty ceiling, I should say. Yeah, since the ceiling is deadly in new formats Neo Lemmings. Okay, and since he is a disarmer, he's going to proceed to disarm these traps here. Alrighty, and then once he finishes disarming this needle trap, I mine down to the crowd here. Or rather, to this Lemming who's trapped here. Oh, and yeah, as you can see, I also platform across this gap as well, once he finished sealing off this water gap. Okay, and then with a Lemming in this crowd, I mine the blocker free. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and platform to seal off this gap. And then finally, all that's left to do is to seal off this minor tunnel, and that's it. Okay, now they can all go to the exit. Very, very nice level here. Alrighty, Loud 24. Stop Crying Your Heart Out. And this is by Oasis. I think I've heard that name somewhere, but I am not sure. And I do not know this song of theirs. Okay, I believe this level has gone through a couple of changes, but the only changes I am aware of is that it came from the pre-testing days. Okay, and I believe one of the changes was this overhang here. Yeah, it was not there before. Alrighty, so 2 hatches once again. So here we're going to go ahead and build to the left. Yeah, here we're going to be using the dolly dimple trick, where by building this way, we're only going to have one Lemming facing to the right, or looking to the right. Yeah, which is critical, because we need to isolate a worker Lemming. Okay, and I believe I wait. Okay, so at some point I max out the release rate, and then I build with one of them going to the right. But everyone will slip by before he finishes. So now, in this way, we have isolated our worker Lemming. Well, we got our worker Lemming. So he proceeds this way. And then, what do? I build. And then I give him a floater. Yeah, so I just built the left half of the bridge. Okay, and then he turns around, because he's not a climber yet. Okay, now I give him a climber. Okay, and due to the ceiling here, yeah, he bumps his head, and then falls back down and goes back to the left. So I bash a little bit of the ceiling. And then I have him stack. Okay, this happens to be 8 pixels high, so it's able to connect with the ceiling up here. And this is critical so that the climber can climb up the stack, and then proceed to step up through the ceiling. Okay, and then we build the right half of the bridge. And then build towards the exit with our remaining builder. Alrighty, now that he is done, now we can go ahead and release the crowd. So here it doesn't really matter which way you bash. So I happen to bash to the right with the left crowd. And finally, all that's left to do is to fence through this like a brick wall, and that's it. Very, very nice level here. Alrighty, Loud 25, with a little help from my Lems. And this is by the Beatles, and also Joe Cocker also did this as well. But I know the version by the Beatles, yeah, which was sung by Ringo Starr. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. And as I had mentioned before several times on the forums, yeah, the Beatles, well, actually, maybe not on the forums, but on Discord, yeah, the Beatles are my favorite band. Okay, and this is a one of everything low. Only one entrance this time. Okay, so with the first Lemming that gets to the wall here, I mine. So as a matter of fact, I think I did it just before the wall. So not exactly up against it, but pretty close to it. Okay, and then over here, I bomb, so that it creates this ledge here that turns everyone back to the right. Okay, this miner in the meantime is going to keep on going. Oh yes. And then with the Lemming that's able to slip by the miner, I make him shimmy across the ceiling up here. So this part here is a bit timing heavy. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and stack here so that everyone turns back to the right. And then I proceed to fence with him. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and bash. And then he's going to stop due to the steal. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I interrupt him with a walker. Yeah, mid-stroke. So that everyone can step up. And that's it. So, just have a climber left over. Not exactly sure what it's for, though. Yeah, or maybe it's just one of those red herring skills once again. And also, maybe it's just to simply finish off the one of everything skill set. Loud 26, Euphoria. Okay, and this is by Laureen. I don't know who that is. And I certainly do not know this song. Okay, I believe this was one of the lows that I needed to resolve, but I don't quite remember. Let's see, this is Loud 26. Okay, and according to the timestamp, no, this was not one of the ones I needed to resolve. Yeah, because this was October 17th. Yeah, if it says like January or February this year, then yeah, I needed to resolve it. But since it doesn't say that, it just means that this was not one of the lows I needed to resolve. But for some very odd reason, I kind of remember I needed to resolve it. Maybe it's possible that I might have read the date wrong, but anyway. So one entrance this time as well, and I remember this one being a pretty good one. It can be a little difficult though. Okay, so with one of the Lemmings in here, I start bashing. Oh wait, actually, is there? No, there isn't. Yeah, for some very odd reason, I could have sworn there was more than one entrance, but no, there's only one. So we just bash, and then we will proceed to collect the climber pickups here. Okay, with one of the Lemmings here, I start building up to this wall here. Alrighty, and now what else is done here? Okay, I proceed to assign a lot of climbers here for them. Okay, with the last climber in the group, I stone him. So this in effect fills up this gap so that the other climbers will fall back down and be able to walk out to the right. And they're going to proceed further, but with the first climber, I bomb him so that the climbers will not go into the needle trap here. Okay, and the second climber, I block with him, and then the other one will build to this block here. Okay, he proceeds to climb up. Okay, and then he's going to go pick up this miner pickup. Okay, and then he should start mining, yes. Yeah, and then he's going to use the blocker to turn to go into this teleporter. It's a really neat looking one. Yeah, and I believe the reason that this happens is because there happens to be terrain right behind it, so that's why he keeps going uninterrupted. And then, yeah, in Neo Lemmings, yeah, teleporters carry properties with them. So since he was mining when he entered the teleporter, yeah, he continues to mine. And then there's a one-way force field here, so he's going to bounce off that. And then, I believe he goes through the splitter as well. Yes, so it now reverses direction. So I just think this level is really cool because of that. because of how it bounces off a blocker and it keeps going in the teleporter. Okay, and then once the steel stops the miner, he proceeds to bash toward the right. Alrighty, and then I proceed to build here, and then I block to turn the builder around. Yeah, so now the Lemmings are able to get up here. Okay, and then as you can tell, we're gonna build up to this miner tunnel here. And then finally one more builder. And then we are good. Because now they can walk to the exit. Really, really, really nice level with a really, really nice solution here. Yeah, and the exit happens to be like a studio slash boombox. Okay, and I should nuke them. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, Loud 27, November Rain, Guns N' Roses. I do know that band, but I do not know the song of theirs. I know their song, Sweet Child of Mine. Let's see. Alright, and as you can see, the very nice animated rain in the background there. Yeah, and it is also in the autumn tile set, appropriately enough, since November is one of the autumn months. Okay, so first time that gets here, he builds. Then I believe we do the same thing here. Next time that comes here, yes, we build. Yeah, I certainly am not recalling this level at all. Yeah, it's been quite a while, and it's not like I play this pack constantly anyway. So I'm bound to forget some things. Plenty of things, actually. Okay, over here I start mining. Okay, one of them becomes a climber. And then he proceeds to build across this water gap. Okay, it should take the rest of our builders. Yes. Okay, fence through this. Okay, mine through this. Okay, I dig down here. And then I fence to get to the exit. Okay, and then here I stack. And then I cancel in with a walker, and that is it. So, bomber and digger left over. Okay, and we even save one over the requirement there. Okay, Loud 28, In the Bleak Midwinter. This is by Christina Rossetti. Do not know her, and I don't know the song either. Okay, and this one, now instead of rain, we have the animal falling snow. Okay, and from what I remember, this one was a difficult one. But then again, it is understandable since it is near the end of the rink. It is certainly not very obvious how to go about this level. So second Lemming, he becomes a climber. And then, with the first Lemming that turned around to the left, he's going to bomb here, so that it creates this hole that nobody can step out to the left. But they can still step out to the right. Okay, once the climber gets up here, we mine. Okay, and we also give him a glider, so that he's going to use these updrafts to get around here. Oh, as you can see, it's a pretty nice design. There's like a chimney here with like smoke coming out. Yeah, this is a really nice looking house. And this is such a pretty background too. Okay, so right here, before he falls off, we platform across. And then we do it again. Hits the tree and turns around. Okay, and then at this point we mine. Okay, and then we will platform here. He's gonna hit the dog. Poor doggy. And turn around. And let's see what else happened. Wait, what happened? I started mining somewhere. Oh. So I started mining the crowd out already, I guess. Okay, and then we platform up here. Okay, and then we platform again. And then when we get right underneath here, we stack. So that he gets interrupted and turns back to the left. Okay, and then we platform on this gap so that they are able to step up on the dog. Now they're walking all over him. Looks like the doggy doesn't mind though. Okay, so this is where the lemmings turn back to the left. Okay, and then with the glider worker, yeah, we mine through it. Okay, he proceeds to get down here. Okay, and then we do the same thing here. We mine that away. As a matter of fact, why did I do that? Well, I'm sure there's a good reason why I mined that out. Yeah, then platform this gap here. So as you can see, everyone's taking a pretty long detour. Okay, yeah, this is a part where he is able to climb up. So that means everyone else will be bouncing back. And then platform right here. Okay, he proceeds to climb up the structure here. He's going to mine down. Yeah, and this is the exit right here, as you can see. It's not completely hidden, but you can see a lot of it anyway. And then just before he hits the exit trigger, we mine again. Okay, and then we proceed to mine here. So now everyone can keep going to the right. Okay, all that's left to do now is to build to get to the exit, and that's it. Like I said, this one is a pretty difficult one. I remember this one taking me a while. Alright, Route 29, You Keep Me Hanging On by the Supremes. Okay, so that's the group that consists of Diana Ross and a couple others. Okay, this one was a pretty good one, and it's also one that I had to resolve as well. Yes, as you can see by the timestamp, it is February 8th of this year, which means it was one level that I recently resolved. I had to anyway because my replay broke for it, and it was recently updated, the level. This is a pretty good one now. It's an awesome solution, and you just gotta see it. And it's so good that I actually ended up nominating this level for the Level of the Year 2020 contest. Okay, first time he gets here, he builds, and then at this point, I go ahead and max out the release rate. Oh, actually, no. Oh, yes, I do. There's two entrances, I forgot. There's also one over here. Yeah, so I maxed out the release rate and released 2 lemmings from this entrance. Okay, and then at this point, after he gets high enough, I platform across. Okay, this lemming will be a climber. And then lemming right behind him, he will bash. Okay, hence that's the reason for the two lemmings. Okay, the climber will proceed to collect this platform pickup. The basher is going to keep going along, and then at some point he goes ahead and digs, and then after digging for a bit, he will mine. Okay, and I also max out the release rate at this point. And then I also give him a glider just before he lands and splats. And then I proceed to platform across. And that's the reason why we need to max out the release rate. Because we cannot have anyone else being trapped up here. Although, I guess it doesn't really matter. No, I don't think it really matters. But anyway, this climber is going to climb up this wall, collect the basher pickup, and then he's going to glide down here and collect the shimmer and the digger pickups. Now we're going to use the shimmer that we just collected to go across. And now this is... Oh yeah, that's right. We don't want anyone trapped in here. Because as you can see, the miner didn't even break through this wall here. Yeah, so this is the result. This shimmer is going to go all the way from here using this platformer up this minor tunnel, and up this basher tunnel, then this platformer, and this builder, and then this terrain right here. And then finally stopping right here. So let's go ahead and see it and fast forward. It's just an awesome solution. I really like levels where there's one really long shimmy section. Okay, he gets interrupted, bounces off this pillar, and then goes to the right. And now we're gonna go ahead and bash this crowd out. And then to release this crowd, we're gonna go ahead and dig through the platformer bridge. And that's it. Very, very nice level. And now, unfortunately, the worker lemming will climb up and drown in this green acid. But of course, his sacrifice is not in vain, since he pretty much did all the work. It's just that he's just not really needed anymore. Very, very nice level though. And then finally, to finish off the loud rank, Loud 30, Heavy Cross. And this is by Gossip. I do not know who Gossip is, and I don't know this song title either. This one I also remember being quite difficult. But to be fair, it is the final level of the rank. My resulting solution, it ended up in being quite messy and being quite fiddly. So, second lemming, yeah, with shimmy. First lemming will go on, fall down here. Next one will shimmy as well. Yeah, he proceeds to collect the builder pickup. Next one will also shimmy. Okay, right here I bomb. And then what else? Okay, and then another shimmier. Does he become a swimmer? Yes, he does. That's the only thing I give him. Okay. And then after he falls for a bit, I stone. Okay, and then another shimmier as well. Then I stone him after he falls a pixel. Shimmy as well. Okay, and this covers the entire gap, so now they are able to step up here. Okay, and then another shimmier here. Oh, what happened here? Yes, I believe this did not happen before. This is another result of the another physics change to the swimmer. Before they did not fall off the bottom, but now they do. Alright, another shimmier. And then just before he goes off the top of the screen, I bomb him. Okay, another shimmier here as well. Okay, and then I stone here. And then another shimmier. And now a stoner here. A shimmier here. Another stoner here. So, builder pickup, and two more. No, those are stackers. Okay. And now he turns with the stoner, and then he builds. Here I stack. Okay, and then what goes on here? Okay, he turns around, and then he stones. Okay, and then what else happens here? Oh yes, and then build to the exit. And then stack here, so that everyone turns back to the left. Okay, and then I believe here I just simply delay with a shimmier. Yeah, to get the stacker enough time. Yeah, and that's it. So as you can see, extremely fiddly and messy. Yeah, and we don't even collect this pickup right here. And plenty of skills left over as well. Oh, and he even manages to finish under a minute. Okay, that was the loud rank, and so that brings us to the heavy rank, which I will cover next time. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the Lemmings Open Air level solving video, Lemmings Open Air level solving commentary video series, and I'll see you all for the next one.